KATSEYE is everywhere this year. From hit songs like Gnarly or Gabriela, hit festival stages in Lollapallooza, to even hit ads for Gap, the girls spark not just commercial success or cultural influence, but also heated conversation and debate about the global appeal. Are they K-pop or not? But I also have a better question. Are they even a Western girl group or not? This video will try to answer these two cultural questions.
I thought about our debut in America.
Yeah.
Because my dream was being a K-pop idol.
KATSEYE is not K-pop. True, but what makes a group K-pop enough in the first place for them to not be included in it? Is it because of the Korean lineups? It can't be, right? Many popular K-pop girl groups right now have half of their members as foreigners. Twice got Misamo from Japan and Chewy from Taiwan. Illit got 2 Japanese members. Idol even outweighs 3-2 with members from China, Taiwan, and Thailand. Or we have Black Swan, where all members are foreigners. Is it because of the language?
What's up?
They mostly sing in English and don't sing in Korean. And with the colonial expansion of the British Empire, English is known to be the quote-unquote global language as we know it to be.
These white men are dangerous.
But vice versa. Why do when Korean groups sing in English or other languages such as Japanese or Chinese, they still get categorized as K-pop, and not just pop or as a global group, even when their lineups are not all Korean like KATSEYE? Is it because of the music and how KATSEYE's songs do not sound like a K-pop formula? This also can't be true since K-pop is an industry, not a music genre. K-pop can be pop, hip-hop, R&B, ballad, drum and bass, EDM, or even the hybrids of it. It would be even worse if we stereotype K-pop music with its popular elements, since a lot of KATSEYE's tracks contain them. The catchy, repetitive choruses, uncanny lyrics, and even the short track lengths and incohesive albums also match perfectly with the current state of K-pop. So, is it because of the companies and how they promote not just in South Korea, since they are from HYBE, and also from Geffen Records, an American label? But a lot of K-pop groups nowadays also sign with Western labels to promote in many diverse countries. They also do interviews, attend events, and headline festivals. So what makes KATSEYE not K-pop? My answer is easy. Yes, KATSEYE have non-Korean members, don't sing in Korean, don't strictly only from a Korean label, and don't promote mainly in South Korea. And that should be sufficient evidence that they are not K-pop, since all K-pop groups right now should have at least one of those components. But I think what seals the deal, which is a very simple answer, is communication and branding.
People that created BTS have this vision to take the K out of K-pop and make it global.
Right ever since their survival show, the producers of Dream Academy have already envisioned KATSEYE to be a global group, and not a K-pop one. The statement and sentiment is shown very clearly in the survival show, in documentary, or even in their regular interviews.
I think something, too, that we would love to achieve as a group is just like travel literally the entire world, because we are a global girl group.
Yes, all the components that I mentioned before are valid evidence, but they are more like tools by their companies to build that image of a global group, the same way K-pop groups also use to achieve their global success. The only difference is their vision statement. KATSEYE aims to be a true global girl group, while K-pop groups aim to be K-pop groups with global presence. Imagine it like a tree map. KATSEYE and K-pop groups share a lot of the roots, but at the top, their vision is different. They are what they claim and aspire to be. And we should respect that, as this conversation has a lot of similarities with trans and queer community advocacy.
God bless the tea girls and all the in-between girls.
That being said, however, there's no reason to deny that KATSEYE is heavily influenced by the K-pop industry. I mean, the only reason this conversation started at the beginning with KATSEYE, and not with groups like Flow or Fifth Harmony, is because they are from HYBE, a Korean label and giant corporations. Thus, a lot of their promotions are inspired by K-pop formula: performance at music shows, fan signs, fan calls, light sticks, photo cards, dance challenges. Their choreography is so K-pop coded. And even their music has a lot of K-pop elements that I mentioned previously. In conclusion, KATSEYE is a global girl group, but heavily influenced by K-pop one. KATSEYE is global, but does that also mean they are a Western group, similar to Fifth Harmony, Little Mix, One Direction, and Destiny Child? My answer is no. At least in the traditional sense, they are not a Western group with the following reasons. Diversity. Most Western groups are monoracial or mononational, and all of their members live in Western countries. Fifth Harmony have diverse racial backgrounds, but they are all American. Similarly, Little Mix and One Direction are based in the United Kingdom. Well, Niall is Irish and Zayn is also Irish and Pakistan descendant, but you know what I mean. Or even with the groups from previous centuries, NSYNC are full of white American boys, and Destiny Child are full of black female powerhouse. In contrast, KATSEYE, with the vision of being global groups, selects their lineups not just based on talents, but also based on their diverse backgrounds right from the beginning. The members are multinational and come from not just Western countries like the US or Switzerland, but also East and Southeast Asia countries such as the Philippines and South Korea. Culturally and ethnically, they are even more diverse with backgrounds. Manon is Swiss-Italian Ghanaian, Megan is of Singaporean Chinese and American-Swedish descent, Daniela is Venezuelan Cuban-Italian, Lara is American-Indian, Sophia is also Filipino-American, and Yoonchae is Yoonchae. Just kidding. There's a conversation to be had about their company's paper bag test selection process, but we'll leave it for another time. My point is, they are not just strictly Western. Nationally, maybe 5 of them are from Western countries, but ethnically they almost represent the whole world at this point. And I love that they embrace that diversity so deeply. Lara's bindi, Manon's braids, promotions in the Philippines, the telenovela concept, and Spanish lyrics in Gabriela, and their whole respect for K-pop and South Korea. Their global appeal is so different to the aforementioned Western groups, because I feel like the audience can connect with them not just at a fandom level, but also at a cultural level. A lot of Black girls feel represented with Manon and cheered every time she's at the center. A lot of Indian girls feel more proud of their bindi with Lara's representation, or how the Filipinos adore Sophia. Dynamic. Maybe it's biased from my point of view as an Asian born in Asia, but I feel like with Western groups, due to hyper-individualism, there will always be an odd one out. Either a black sheep or a diva of the group such as Beyoncé in Destiny Child, or Justin Timberlake in NSYNC. In terms of the first one, their longevity as an active full group is often short as the members either have differences or sometimes beef regarding the group's musical direction. Notoriously, Camila Cabello left Fifth Harmony, Zayn left One Direction, Jeezy Nelson left Little Mix, some of the most traumatizing events for fangirls. And not long after that, the other members weren't active for long as a group and also sought personal career paths as soloists. Fifth Harmony officially debuted as 5 and were around for around 4 years max before maintaining only 2 years as 4 members. They reunited recently, so congrats. One Direction was similar and only continued as 4 for a year after Zayn's departure. Little Mix's longevity was actually impressive. They were an over 10 years old group before Nelson left, but also only stayed as a triplet for 2 years. Don't get me wrong, K-pop also has beef, notoriously Jessica and Girls' Generation, and there are countless groups even disbanding sooner than Fifth Harmony or One Direction. But I feel like differences in musical approach was often not the top reason for such cases, the same way it felt for Western groups. To generalize, K-pop is all about crafting a good fantasy, and Western artists are about being introspective and relatable with their arts. That requires a lot of personal artistry that sometimes feel confined within a group structure. Thus, a lot of Western group members are soon to branch out to build their own lane. I cannot guarantee the same for KATSEYE as they are just a 1-year-old group. But I feel like through their performances and interviews, their dynamics feel like 6 equal parts of a group. With no one truly outshining the other, they all bring their own charms to the tables, and there haven't been any sign of career conflicts and artistic differences.
Doesn't change the fact that we're still 6 as KATSEYE. Like, it's forever gonna be that way.
I can be fooled by Hybe's marketing, or I may jinx this in the future. but I feel like the K-pop and Eastern influence has enhanced KATSEYE collectivism, if this makes sense. Number 3 is the performance. NSYNC was probably the last Western group I remember to really invest in their choreography and bring real dance performance on stage. Other than that, especially in the 2000s and 2010s, they are mostly vocal-focused groups with choreography just being a nice but not important cherry on top. Thus, there were some very iconic but embarrassing moments captured. KATSEYE, however, with their time being trained in Dream Academy and with K-pop influence, bring such refreshing performances that gag a lot of Western audiences. They can sing, but they also dance their ass off with the level of synchronization that Fifth Harmony could only dream of. Last but not least, it's their sonic identity. K-pop greatly affects KATSEYE in many things, but it also brings some limitations, and unfortunately their artistry is one of them. It's not necessarily about the quality, but more about their identity. Most Western groups have a signature and identity to them. Destiny Child and Flow bring great harmonization in R&B. Even All Being Pop, One Direction, Fifth Harmony, and Little Mix bring their own execution and formula that develop their own sound. However, KATSEYE, similar to many K-pop groups, is currently facing a sonic identity crisis as their first 2 EPs aren't cohesive enough to develop a personality for them. From debut, Touch to Gnarly or Gabriela, they are currently more interesting to watch rather than to listen to. I really hope that the girls can participate in the creative process more to develop their own colors. With all that being said, in conclusion, KATSEYE is also not a Western group. Global is still the best word to describe their identity. And for me, the existence and success of KATSEYE address and fix a lot of issues from both the Western market and the K-pop market. They do not just refresh the Western market where the existence of groups were so dried out, but they also show to the industry of K-pop that there's a way to embrace diversity and show cultural appreciation without being disrespect and appropriating it. I have my own problems with their company and CEO, but we will leave it for another time. But right now, KATSEYE seem like the future.